What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with another video. Join us now as we look at this week's edition of Smackdown, as well as the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including did WWE leak huge news too early, WWE stars panicking backstage, could a former WWE faction sign with AEW, a former US champion retiring in NXT, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new videos on Wrestlelamia XL. Now, as always, we won't recap the show, but just provide you with the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. Of course, we live in the UK, so Smackdown was early here. But let's start off with the good as number 1, LA Knight's Open Challenge. A Smackdown in Berlin kicked off with LA Knight's US title Open Challenge. The challenge was answered by Ludwig Kaiser, who received the biggest reaction of his entire career. Kaiser cut an impressive promo and he promised to change the US title to the European title if he captured the gold. One criticism of this angle comes from the fact that Kaiser isn't a SmackDown star and WWE failed to state why he was even allowed on SmackDown other than Kaiser being from Germany. But this ultimately didn't matter, as LA Knight vs Kaiser was a fantastic match and could have easily found a place on the PLE card tomorrow night. The crowd dynamic was fantastic, as for the first time in LA's babyface run, he was actively booed during the match. Thankfully, this didn't throw him off track, as it would have been expected that the crowd would cheer for the German-born star. LA's US title run continues to be everything the fans wanted, and Kaiser continues to stake a claim for being the biggest breakout star of 2024. Number 2, Giovanni Vinci returns set. During the US title match, Michael Cole informed Giovanni Vinci will return on the show next week. This has been a long time coming, and it'll be welcome to see Vinci get an opportunity to succeed. He has all the potential in the world, and if the presentation and booking is correct, then there's no reason that he can't be a great addition to the SmackDown mid-card picture. Number 3, the Bloodline set for war. WWE have announced a major match for next week's SmackDown. The Bloodline will join forces to take on DIY and the Street Profits in a huge 8-man tag match. During this announcement on SmackDown, Solo Sikoa also announced that he's coming for the winner of Cody Rhodes vs Kevin Owens. Our fans will no doubt be less than thrilled with the idea of Sikoa challenging for the WWE title again, so hopefully this is a swerve and the WWE uses this to build towards Sikoa vs Roman Reigns. There have been rumors that Sikoa and Reigns will collide at Bad Blood, but that depends on when Reigns is expected to return to WWE programming. Reigns was previously advertised for the September 13th SmackDown, yet WWE quietly pulled Reigns from the advertised lineup. Number 4, Cody and KO get personal. Other highlight of SmackDown was without question the promo exchange between Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens. The two friends managed to push each other aside in a verbal battle, and Owens discussed how Rhodes has an injured knee, which was previously unknown before SmackDown went on the air. Rhodes would then imply that Owens may be resentful towards him, and that the promo segment was filled with lore and continuity, which always leads to praise from fans. Rhodes would finish the outstanding segment off by asking Kevin Owens if they will still be friends after tomorrow, and Owens proceeded to whisper his answer into Rhodes' ear. This was the exact segment that the feud needed to take it to the next level, and both men showed why they are at the very top of WWE. There is a ton of intrigue ahead of the match tomorrow, as people are expecting Owens to turn heel, yet ultimately WWE could get multiple months out of the feud, so there's no need to rush an eventual heel turn for Kevin Owens. Number 5, 2-on-2. The fourth match between Carmelo Hayes and Andrade delivered the goods. The two men have unbelievable chemistry, and there have been calls to see the two have their final match on a PLE in the near future. Both men have managed to get over thanks to the feud as well as the quality of their TV matches, and both men should be extremely proud with their body of work over the past month. An enjoyable main event. WWE's trend of stacking the go-home episodes of TV before a PLE looks to be continuing. SmackDown was main evented by an enjoyable street fight between Nia Jax and Mishin for the WWE Women's title. The match offered great physicality, and it was certainly a PLE quality match delivered on free television. That was good. What about the bad? Is number 1, back to the drawing board? Legado del Fantasma has been given countless opportunities to get over on the main roster, yet something is still missing. Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo wrestled Apollo Crews and Baron Corbin on SmackDown, and the crowd couldn't care less. Outside of positive reactions in parts to Crews and Corbin, the crowd were just waiting for the next match or segment. The gimmick of the faction just isn't connecting, which is a shame, as each member of the faction is talented, yet they aren't getting the reactions that their consistent booking warrants. There was nothing downright ugly on this show. The show did a great job at advancing the WWE title feud between Rhodes and Owens, and the majority of the featured matches on the show were of high quality. When you get a chance to watch the Blue Brand, let us know how you thought about it in the comments down below. Now let's move on to the news. Our first story looks at a former WWE faction signing with AEW, and our top story today takes a look at how a hugely popular stable could be AEW bound. According to the latest edition of the Wrestling Observer newsletter, Bobby Lashley, MVP, and Shelton Benjamin could be set to debut for AEW, and the plan looks to be for the trio to reform the Hurt Business. A lot of people think Bobby Lashley, MVP, and Shelton Benjamin reviving their Hurt Business gimmick as the Hurt Syndicate will end up in AEW. They are all free to appear, and it comes down to Tony Khan. Lashley in particular would be a huge signing for Tony Khan to make. Lashley is a multi-time former world champion and would be a great addition to AEW's main event scene. Whilst AEW do indeed have major names at the top of the card, there's been concern of late that AEW are struggling with what names to present in world title matches. This concern surfaced after AEW decided to have Jack Perry challenge Bryan Danielson for the world title at All Out. Next up, a popular name dethroning Bryan Danielson. Speaking of Bryan Danielson, the latest edition of the Observer states that Darby Allin is a huge contender to defeat Danielson for the world title. Darby Allin beating Bryan Danielson for the AEW World Championship has been strongly talked about. This would be a popular move for AEW to make, as Allin has been one of the most popular names on the roster since AEW's inception, and Danielson putting Allin over would certainly take him to the next level in the company. Next up, a former US champion retiring in NXT. And Baron Corbin has only recently returned from an acclaimed run in NXT, yet the former Money in the Bank holder is already making plans to return to the brand. During a recent interview with Denise Salcedo, Corbin revealed that he would like to spend 2 to 3 more years on the main roster before embarking on one final run in NXT. Yeah, let me get 2 or 3 more years back on the main roster, then I'll finish out back down there cause I loved it so much. Yeah, let's go. It's evident that Corbin has emotional attachment to the NXT brand, and it's rather unique to hear a wrestler say that they would like their final run to come in what is often labeled as WWE's developmental brand. Next up, did WWE leak huge news? The Bash in Berlin kickoff show featured Michael Cole potentially spoiling that John Cena will be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame in 2025. During the show, Cole referred to Cena as a soon-to-be Hall of Famer. This wording is interesting, as Cole, whenever he hypes up a legend, usually states future WWE Hall of Famer. Could this be a sign that WWE plans on inducting Cena next year? Fans have theorized that Cena could go in next year, as Cena will have his farewell tour with WWE, and it would make logical sense to induct Cena whilst he's on this highly anticipated run. Cena can then go from April to December with his Hall of Fame status attached to him, and this will give WWE numerous marketing opportunities as well as endless merchandise possibilities. Would you guys like to see John Cena inducted into next year's Hall of Fame? Let us know in the comments down below. And finally, WWE stars panicking backstage. Our final story today takes a look at the very latest when it comes to the WWE Performance Center possibly moving locations. Earlier this week, it was reported and then seemingly debunked that the WWE PC was moving to Las Vegas. According to Meltzer, when the story broke, there was panic in Orlando as nobody had been tipped off that this was what WWE were planning. We quickly checked and heard back from someone in WWE that there would likely be a developmental system based in Las Vegas based on the conversation, but it was not clear if it would be one in Las Vegas or two, with the other being in Orlando. Immediately after the first tweet, everyone in Orlando was in a panic as nobody had any hint of this. Another person close to the situation noted to us that months ago there was talk of developmental in Las Vegas. This would make the NXT show at the Apex make more sense and comes at a time of the decision to possibly expand the Apex, but they hadn't heard anything in months regarding that. But there you have it, folks, our look at SmackDown this week, as well as the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.